I said, I don't matter how many times I've seen the accident, I can't be a Jehovah's Witness. Oh, hello, and welcome to Not Another Leeds podcast with me, Danny. I'm joined by Kev. A fun fact about Kev, he said if I kissed him, he'd buy me a Lucasade. I'm only joking. Anyway, I've got two international superstar YouTubers with us tonight. My first one is a jet setter himself. He's just come back from Seattle. It's Ger. How are you, Ger?
I'm good. Got over my jet lag. Happy to be here. Danny, how are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. And congratulations on hitting Jerty K. See what I did there?
I see what you did there. Yeah. Thank me.
Yeah, welcome back, Ger. And we've got Just Joe, the hardest working YouTuber ever. The history of YouTube.
History of YouTube.
More than
He
Mr.
also-
Beast. More than Mr. Beast, a lot of them, man.
He also moonlights as Lee Francis's stunt double in his
Yep.
spare time.
I do.
How are we, Joe? Are we good, mate?
I'm all right. I'm just bitter and twisted that Jay got to Jerty K before me. So yeah, that's.
You'll be there
that's how
soon,
I-
yeah.
Don't worry,
yeah,
mate.
hopefully.
You'll get to Jerty Kate soon. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Right there with you.
You'll get there, mate. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Right. James will probably drop in later on, but what a past 7 days it's been. Oh, yeah. Now, Gary. I'm just. Okay, sorry, I've got to do the sponsor. Hello, everyone. If you don't know what happens here, we've been sponsored. It's the latest fragrance, everyone. And it's Joe. You've got a friend that wears this quite a bit. Can you guess who it's going to be? It's Obsessed. Feel the obsession. The new fragrance from Leeds United. And we've got some reviews here. Fox Lover 69 give it a 4 stars. I'm obsessed and I can't help it. Fingered my dog 89. That's a quite unfortunate name. I use this on my dog and it's that good. If you use NALP 39, you'll get 10% off. Is it a fragrance you'd use, Kev?
Yeah, definitely. 60% of the time, it works every time. Yeah.
Hey.
There we go. There we go.
Whammy.
But,
That
Joe, you
doesn't
have-
even make sense.
It stings the nostrils.
Good mate.
It smells like Bigfoot's dick.
That is getting clipped.
Yeah.
So if you know someone, it rhymes with Schlocks, the guy I was only talking about. Am I joking? I like him. I like him.
See, I did wonder who
See
the
what I
friend
mean?
was, and now I get it.
Yeah. Well, most of in fact, we'll talk about it in due time anyway.
Yeah.
Right. So we do have to talk about the QPR game, unfortunately. It is a bit of an autopsy. I'm sorry to bring the mood back down, but I brought you right up, and I'm going to have to bring you right back down. Joe, I would like to hear your thoughts on the QPR game, mate, without sending you into a coma.
No, it's fine. I didn't see the game live because I was in an airport, but there was lots of for fuck's sake from me in the back of the group of people that I was with, looking at my phone, looking at live score, swearing randomly around Americans at the back, going, "You all right?" I was like, "No, I'm really not." And then you get to the 3-0 and the resignment of the entire thing just set and go, right, that's that then. That's fucked. Right, move on. And then I was okay. And then I put my true self actually watching the game. And I really regret doing that. Like, I've watched some bad games this year at the start of the season. I was like, I'll watch it again and see if I feel the same without the emotion and knowing the result. This one didn't help at all, made things worse. But yeah, I think the pressure got to them. I think everyone just couldn't handle it on the night. And once they went 1-0 down, it just got worse. And then the throw everybody up front and see what happens backfired. As it has most times this year. So yeah, no plan B, which is a shame. Didn't really work the way we should have, and didn't do our job. But I believe in miracles, Danny. I believe in miracles.
I've already sacrificed a goat. I have to ferment it later on, and I'll get around the cauldron with me other clan members. Clan members? Not that type of clan. Let's just move along.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Prison awaits. Joe, I know that you. It was just cataclysmic, wasn't it, mate? It was just.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how much space they were getting.
Yeah, I think for me as well, Danny, in the context of what it meant, it's arguably one of the worst games ever. As a Leeds fan, I think I think it's that bad. Like, because if you look at the table now, had we have won that game, it'd be back in our hands tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's how mad it was, because results for Ipswich went our way if we'd have just fucking beat QPR. You know? And that, I think that's what stings more, but I'm over it. I think I've actually enjoyed this week in terms of there not being anything riding on tomorrow. Although there is, but in my head there's not. I've sort of enjoyed putting football to the back of my mind for a bit and think, you know what, I don't have to feel nervous until the week of the 12th, which is only a week's time away, by the way. But I think, it was, mate, they let us down. They let us down massively. They know that. We know that. Farke knows that. So they got to rectify it tomorrow. Because I even think psychologically tomorrow we've got to win. Because if we don't, we're then potentially going into a final against Southampton knowing they've beat us both times. So we've got to win and win well tomorrow. For me personally, because I think they'll shuffle the pack as well. There's talk of Ross Stewart coming back and getting a few minutes off the bench, and he's been injured for months. So I think they are just going to see it as any other game, Southampton, whereas Farke, because Huddersfield could win, I know they won't, but could, he's got to play a strong side in order to get us over the line. So, yeah, I've answered loads of questions there, and I'm sorry, mate. I do.
No, you're all right.
We'll
stop the podcast.
Wrap it up there, but we just finish it and wrap it up and get on our tea.
Thanks for joining in.
See, I never get asked the questions, bro. It's normally me doing the asking. So when I get the opportunity, I'm like, bleh.
No, yes, that's right. You do right,
Joe
mate.
questions on his show. Got it. All right.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah. Kev, like we just mentioned there, like, I mean, the first goal was quite fortunate because he came off Rodon's chest, and Millie personally were getting there. But I liked what I mentioned it on Sunday, and I liked what Lockie said on Joe's channel. He said that it was kind of like a betrayal. Did you feel like that come full time?
I was watching it on my phone at my niece's dancing show, surrounded by hundreds of people. So every time they were scoring a goal, I was like that. And I swear that once the third goal went, I just put my phone in my pocket and I checked it at the end of the game. It was on it. Yeah, I just got to agree, let us down. I think that's one of the worst performances I've seen from a Leeds team in years, even during the Premiership era. It was just lethargic, lackluster. Everything was just terrible about it. Everything went wrong. And I'll go back to what Joe just said then. I think Farke has to win tomorrow because of the last result too, as well as momentum and that improbable chance that this could happen tomorrow. Tomorrow could be the greatest day of our season, you know. Just want to let everybody know that could be the best day of our lives tomorrow. And all of us this week have just been like, that's it now. I've got, and again, what Joe just said, this week I've just been like, it's all right now, isn't it? It's nothing, because it's in the back of my mind that Huddersfield are not going to win. It's been a nice week for me. I haven't stressed about Leeds for once. I'll be honest with you. I haven't really thought about it too much up until today. But normally I watch every game back, but I didn't watch the QPR game back. You know, I just couldn't do it. Yeah,
could have warned me, Kev.
Sorry, man.
Imagine we do go 1-up in first 10 minutes. No, imagine we go 1-up.
I'm right. That's where I am as well. Going, just imagine.
Yeah. and then they're 0-0, and you're like, oh my god, all it takes is one Huddersfield corner or something. Like, I don't think it will, but you're right. I almost don't want that to happen, so I'm not disappointed in the 70th minute where they get an equaliser or something, and then I'm like, oh, for fuck, I got all my, because they get giddy, and then undoubtedly there'll be a dagger, and we'll be like, you fuckers. But I just think Ipswich at home, they're going to be bouncing. Premier, I just can't see it. Huddersfield are in a shit show as well.
I've gone through the entire spectrum of emotions since the QPR game, and it's like people saying the most Leedsy thing. I've started off last week after the QPR game going, that's it, playoffs, no big deal. I still think we win the playoffs, but it's the playoffs. And then I've gotten to, well, I mean, weirder things have happened, and then I've got to, well, Huddersfield have taken points off the top four this season, so maybe. And then I was thinking, well, at some point it has to go in our favour, doesn't it? I mean, and then I got right up to going from like a 1% chance of winning, of us getting promoted tomorrow to, you never know, it could happen. Imagine it does. Yeah. And like, it's completely irrational because, as Joe said, they're going to be on a cloud floating in there. I just hope they've celebrated a little bit too early, but I don't think that they have. They've done it well all year. They've done it professionally all year. I fully expect them to go out and get a job done. But to Joe's point, and I was listening to Square Ball earlier on, wouldn't it just be typical? Huddersfield 2, Ipswich 0, Leeds 0-0.
Yeah,
Like that would be the
100%.
killer, wouldn't it?
I think poetry for the end of this season would be us to win 1-0. Huddersfield to win 1-0 and us to get a deflected goal in a 90-minute plus 10 like Ipswich have been doing all year for us to get promoted. That would be brilliant for me. That would be fantastic.
Could you imagine how tense Ellen Road would be like 94th minute 0-0, knowing that Huddersfield say have won
Oh no.
and Leeds have a corner going, we're not going to score from this, are we? And then it would
The best thing I've ever seen is Joe on his live stream. We've got a corner. Just give it back to the keeper.
Why not?
You might as well just give it to fucking keeper. It's brilliant,
right,
Joe.
though,
Keep up the
bro.
good work.
No,
you're
right.
right.
It's like
No,
you're
you're
just
right.
giving possession away. Like you're just giving the ball back to them and then them to run. And how many times this year have we conceded goals on breakaways from our corners? The same last year.
Yeah.
Like just you know,
How
maybe do a
many
short corner,
corners
knock it
do
in
you
play.
think we've actually taken, Joe, without scoring from?
I think since the last goal we scored, it's something like 200 and something corners since the last time we scored from a corner. Yeah,
It's insane.
directly from a corner.
December 23rd, Boxing Day, wasn't it? No, not Boxing Day. I saw it on
Christmas. It's Christmas.
was
Christmas
the-
time, yeah.
Oh.
Amplitude scored in the cup once, didn't he?
Yeah.
Cup, but not in the league.
It's just
I've
really
read
bad. It's like Bielsa
Yeah.
when we used to defend them and we used to concede from them after. Like I remember
Yeah,
West Ham
awesome.
scoring a hat trick of headers against us in one game or
Yeah.
something, and it's
I
like
do.
every time there was a corner under Bielsa, we go just put it on the centre circle. They've scored, and now it's the same. Just give it the keeper for the fucking goal kick. I don't know why we don't take them short.
We've never been good at corners. I mean, the only
Never.
time I remember Leeds being semi-decent was when Kyle Bartley was playing for the
Yeah,
team. That's
and
the only
Pontus,
time I remember Leeds
Kyle,
being
Pontus,
onto the
yeah,
Kyle,
yeah.
yeah. Outside of that, we've been garbage at corners forever. As long as I can remember, Leeds have never been good at corners, defending or scoring them.
I remember Rocker taking them last year. It was soul destroying watching him hit that front man all the time. And it's
Do you
been
not
like that
remember
now
the
for
two?
2 years.
Do you not
Yeah.
remember the Harrison and
Yeah.
Aronson fucking
Yeah.
mashup?
Yes,
What was
yeah.
that?
This stuff also from set piece, whisper
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
smash it into the wall. Like what's the point, lad? What's the
Yeah.
point?
What have we been watching for 2 years now?
Oh,
It's
exactly.
insane that we're still.
That Harrison and
this was,
Aronson
you know.
thing. Fuck's sake, man.
Yeah.
You don't believe,
It
you
was
don't
just
believe that.
taking people out of the box to get more people to take it. Like, I don't know. Mental.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyone fancy
It's-
it? Anyone?
Yeah, then it comes out that Firpo's actually got a really good cross on him. Why has he
Yeah,
not
right.
been taken in the past couple of years? I know he's like, best mates with physios and he's got his own chair, but he has got a really good cross and it's really not. Which brings me on
He's been the
to my
best
next
player
point.
the last month, hasn't he?
Yeah,
He's been our best player
he's,
for the last 5 games at least.
he's even got a public apology from Joe. That's saying something. I know because Joe said he was better than Firpo, which at the time he was. And
In the Premier
But
League,
yeah,
Joe's
he's-
Premier League level, he's only Championship
Yeah.
level. It's just the levels. There's levels. That's fine.
have you seen him running? He's like David Goggins at the minute, aren't you, mate?
Yeah. I'm just training up for that walk, bro. You know why.
Yeah. So that brings on me to my next point. Joe, to get serious, Piroe absolutely frustrated me.
Yeah.
He's so frustrating. I don't know how he lasted 90 minutes on there. I would have subbed my grandma on, and she's not here. What's your point about Piroe, Joe?
I don't know what he is anymore. I really don't know what he is. I think we said it on Joe's show at the start of the year that we didn't think Piroe would necessarily suit Daniel Farke's style of play, but still a great signing to get because the amount of goals he scored. He's done a bit this year because he has scored double figures for Leeds, but he wasn't a 10 at the start of the season when Rutter was playing the 9 and he was playing the 10. And he's clearly not a number 9. So he's a false 9 or he's not in the team. And he just doesn't suit the way we play. And I think that could change next year, but right now he doesn't suit the way we play. And I think if we don't have Bamford for tomorrow, you've got to start Joseph instead of him. I understood him starting Piroe against QPR. I wouldn't have argued with it. But then when you see the Coventry game, the QPR game, and how ineffective he's been and just not involved in the game at all, then you may as well play Joseph. At least he'll get stuck in. At least he'll hold the ball up. At least he'll look to be involved in the game and press. But if you have a manager that's telling people publicly all season, we can't play him as a 9 because he's not as good at pressing, surely you would get good at pressing or you would try and press. But it just seems to be a write-off of him. He can't press, and Piroe's like, nope, I can't. That's it. End of conversation. So no one works on it, and we just move on. So I don't I don't know what you do with him, but he, for me, he's not the second choice number 9. For me, it's Joseph's second choice number 9. Or if you'd stick Rudder up there, fine. But it's not Piroe.
He goes and scores the winner tomorrow now after
Oh,
this.
absolutely. I thought the
So,
redemption arc
look.
for tomorrow was going to be a Pat Bamford 90-minute winner and puts us in the Premier
Yeah.
League, and that was the redemption arc you've been looking for all season, which might still happen. But I said weeks ago, I still think Joe Piroe will have his part to play in this season. I thought it was against Coventry, I really did, and then he missed the second one. You thought, well, that was that. Oh well.
Yeah, I thought it would be good against QPR, to be honest. I thought that was his game before the match. I thought, yep, this is Piroe's game. If we go into the playoffs, he's gonna score all the goals for us there. This is gonna be it now. I don't even know who he is anymore.
Though, isn't it? Like it's like he doesn't know where he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like he's never
It's
in
like
the
we
box when the
bought
ball
him.
crossed in, and he's not coming short
Yeah.
looking for link-up play. That's right.
It's like we've bought him, Ger, so no one else had him in this division
Right.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, he'd probably score goals in the 3 other teams like Southampton, Leicester,
I'd say so. Yeah.
and Ipswich. Yeah, it's just not for us. That's the way I look at it for Piroe. Strange, isn't it?
See, Joe, you brought up a good point on your show, mate, where if Firpo made a brilliant cross, but Piroe were nowhere to be seen, and you said if that's Bamford or Joseph, that's in the back of the net.
Yeah.
And it came to be proven because in the second half when Joseph came on, Begovic had to make a save from Joseph.
Almost
So-
identical with ball as well, wasn't it? Yeah. I just think, he's not got that striker instinct, that number 9 instinct, if you like. And I think a lot of us thought he's all right, that lad, putting that comment there. I thought that, I think that's what we all thought we were getting due to the amount of goals. Those that might have watched him would have told us differently, and that's why, I have like Andrea and Lockie on and stuff because they watch a lot more football than me, and they said right from the jump he's not the type or profile that we need, and they've proved to have been bang on, yeah, and now it's got to the point where I think his confidence has took a massive hit because even when he was playing not great in the earlier parts of the season, he was still scoring goals.
Yeah.
Now that's stopped. And it's not only that, he's just not where he needs to be. And every time he touches the ball, it bounces off him. He looks to me now like that he's not even technically good with the ball anymore. Like, not that he was amazing, but he can't trap it. He's just like, if he's got enough space, it'll bounce off him and then he can lay it off. But then that's it. That's all he's doing right now. I'm not seeing him getting the ball back once he's done that. I don't know what... Yeah, he's basically playing in the D in and around the centre circle. Outside of that, I don't know what he's bringing to us. So for me, Farke has to fall on his sword and say, you know what, I made a mistake tonight. He has to start Matteo because it sounded to me in the presser that Bamford's not going to be ready.
Yeah.
And then I seen this mad stat from Joe Donoghue that Bamford's missed the last game of the season for the last, 3 or 4 seasons. Yeah, let me find that. Because then in my head I went, oh, is he angling for a move at the end of every season? Is he? I don't know.
Farke made a weird comment about him, didn't he? He was saying there's no tear, there's no actual injury as such, and it's gone down, but he can't straighten the leg up wherever the bruise is leaning against the ligament. He can't straighten the leg properly, and that was what it was. But to say there's no injury, there's no tears, there's no twists, there's not really anything there, but he's unavailable.
Yeah.
It's croquet season, isn't it? He's got to get out there with the posh lot, start playing games and that. He loves that sort of stuff.
3 years running, apparently, according to Joe Donoghue. 3 years running, he's been unavailable in the final game of the season.
And Kev thinks he's polishing his hammer for polo season.
Yeah, he loves polishing his hammer. I'll pat, yeah, definitely.
But yeah,
It's
Matteo
a good polisher, so I've heard.
I think
Matteo
has to start. Yeah.
I'd agree. I'd agree at this point, yeah. I just felt like Piroe, every time he got the ball on Friday, it's like he was playing in spiky goth boots. The ball just wouldn't stick to his feet. It was just going everywhere but to another Leeds player. I
think he starts Piroe tomorrow because he wants a confident striker going into the playoffs, because I think that's in everyone's heads, the playoff is. I think he starts him. I really do. I want to see Joseph, but I think Farke starts Piroe.
I'll be annoyed, you know.
I think there'll be an audible around the ground if that gets announced. That's just going to be.
There's one of them every week at the minute, mate. You know,
you haven't had the Tyler Roberts one, the Tyler Roberts groan in a while, so that'll replace it.
Oh, I remember them. The Tyler Roberts number went up. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Where's that comment gone? Oh yeah, shout out to Zane, by the way. He says, "Is losing 4-0 to QPR the most Leeds thing ever?" I'd say it's up there with the most Leeds things because we've had 4 golden opportunities now just to pull away or even just get a bit of breathing space, and every single time we've dropped the ball or just simply not put the ball in the net. You've got Coventry, Blackburn, Sunderland, and now QPR. Is this a mentality thing, Kev? Is it just the pressure? Because if the pressure's got to them now, what's it going to be like if we're in the playoffs? We're in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think it's more of a Leeds United pressure thing than a pressure thing. It's like it's a heavy shirt to wear, and we were flying before that international break. It's like, do you know what this reminds me of? I remember Crystal Palace last year. This international break reminds me of that same thing that happened. Then we went on that run, and it was horrible. But yeah, I think it's pressure. A couple of injuries. Rutter does not look right after that operation. The only one I think has actually got better after the international break is Somerville. That's the only one I can think of in the team that's actually got better. The rest of it's just been lethargic. They look knackered all the time as well. It's just strange when everyone else is starting to kick on better than what we do, except Southampton. So yeah, it's just strange. I can't put my finger on anything why we are the way we are. It's just weird.
It's the same run of fixtures that we had in December, and we had an awful run in December, and we've done the exact same thing. So it could just be a case of these are the sides that have our number, a little bit, because if you go back to December, there was no pressure on us then. We were miles behind. We were looking at playoffs anyway at that stage. I think everyone was settled on it. Nobody was panicking or crying about where we were in the division. So it's now we've gone into this part of the year, and it's the exact same teams. It's the exact same fixtures. And we replicated or worsened the results that we had in December, which were pretty bad in December anyway. I think we came into the start of the calendar year going, right, well, that's the automatics are too far away.
Yeah.
Then you go on that incredible run. But again, if you look at the teams that we've had in April, they're the same teams we had in December. And we had a bad run then as well. So,
yeah.
But I do think, as Kev said, it's a heavy shirt to wear. This is a very young team I think Farke made the right point about saying if you look at Ipswich, having like Morrissey in the middle of the park, and they've got Chapman who can come on and they've got experience around them. You look at Leicester, they've a ton of experience. They've FA Cup winners. They've players that played in Europe. They've got players that won the Premier League. There's a ton of experience. All of Leeds' experience is either on the injury table or in the dressing room. You know what I mean? You got Liam Cooper and Stuart Dallas. No one's on the pitch. There's no experience. You can talk about Ampadu and Rodon, but they're still not very old players. They haven't got a huge amount of games behind them in the last couple of seasons. All the way up. Piroe's been in the championship for a while, hasn't won anything there, scored a lot of goals, but didn't win anything. So there isn't. And then the rest of the team, like Nanto and Somerville and all them, they're all kids. But the only experience that they have of first team football is the disaster that was last season. So when the pressure came on last year, that team struggled. And these players have seen that before, and they've got to a stage this year where the pressure's come on again, and they haven't been able to help it. And I just think the age profile of the team has affected that, but also the Kev's point about being knackered, the lack of rotation on this team over the course of the year, and the fact that the bench clearly isn't something that Daniel Farke trusts, because he only ever uses the same couple of players. Like, he doesn't bring Gallagher on, he never uses Creswell, like he doesn't rotate those players. So you've only really got a bench. There's 7 players on the bench, 4 of them maybe get used on a regular basis, 3 definitely. Not necessarily Farke's fault. Leeds could only bring in so many players in the summer. Maybe they couldn't strengthen the full way they wanted to strengthen, but I think that has a factor over the course of 46 games plus an FA Cup run as well.
Yeah, they do look. When Dan James came on against Hull just straight after the internationals, he had bags underneath his eyes. I could ledge jump off them bad boys. They just his eyes were sunken.
Oh, he had a bad international break, Dan, though, didn't he? He didn't really come out of it but in the best of shape, man.
And a baby. See what having a baby did to Rafinha's eyes? He's like, they're down here. Like, don't have a baby in the middle of the season, lads. Do it during pre-season.
Yeah. Fun fact. Do not have kids when it's season. So, we'll go on to, you mentioned it briefly in your video as well, Ger. The Farke out tweets and stuff like that. It's absolutely, personally, I find it absolutely crazy. He's made a couple of mistakes in it. He does frustrate me with his substitutions sometimes, but to call him tactically inept it's crazy. We've got 90 points. Any other season, I know it's almost a cliche now that I'm saying it in any other season, but it's true. I think it's crazy, isn't it? It's absolutely crazy. And you've got Luton probably coming down next season. But anyway, that's for another, thingy. What's your thoughts on that, Joe? Then, just right briefly on the Farke out thing.
It's mental, mate. It really boils my piss actually and gets me quite angry. I've
Let it out, mate.
I've seen Farke fanboys being like, like we had Bielsa sexuals, and now we've got Farke fanboys, and it's
I got called that today.
Yeah, I've seen it in my comment as well. So in my comment section, big up to the lad who said it though, because he's a good lad. But I disagree with it. But it's like, why do you have to be a Farke? We should all be Farke fanboys. Like, in my opinion, this isn't something that should be mocked, because this is a manager. Again, when you strip it back, and I get. There's now a thing going around going, we got the 90 points trophy or something like that, as though we're accepting that as no one's celebrating that fact. But when you try to apply context on a season, if someone says to you, right, has this season been a success or not? Mr. Dodo's the lad. He's
get out, Dodo. Get out.
If you were to say, has it been a success or not, right? Okay, you might start with, well, did you win the league? No, we didn't. Okay, so where did you end up? Oh, well, we ended up third. Okay. And what was the points difference between second and third? 3 points. 3 points. Oh, okay. And, what was the gap between, say, the rest of the teams? Nearly 18 points. Oh, all right, okay. So you were way far and above what you normally would. Okay, and what would a normal season look like in this division? Oh, well, you'd need, 80 odd points. All right, okay, so you're massively overachieved. So it just seems, or just so happens that you did it in a season where there was 2 other teams who were just as good as you. So when you apply all this context, which is what the 49ers will be doing, it's been a fucking good season, man. It's been a good season. And this whole thing that they're going, yeah, well, this is the best bit when they go, I know about them 49ers, They won't accept mediocrity. I tell you, I've been in the boardrooms, and I'm telling you, they'll class it as a failure, and that means he'll get the sack. I'm telling you now, that will not be the case. They will apply all the context that I've just mentioned there, and go, right, okay, well, if we did the same again next year, what's going to happen? Probably going to go up. Right, okay, well, we'll give that a bash then. Let's not burn it all down and start again. So.
They don't do it over in America. Like, the 49ers didn't do it with Kyle Shanahan when he took over the 49ers to start. He wasn't a success. He struggled for a couple of years, more than a couple of years. They stuck with him because they did a long-term plan. They said, look, we know where this is going to go. We know we want this to go. We think he's the right man. And there's a really good clip that Chris Fox from the States shared on Twitter yesterday of Shaq and Chuck, Charles Barkley, talking about coaches in the NBA. And Chuck basically went on this rant where he said, similar to Joe said, it does my head. And he said, where it's like, sack the manager, sack the coach, sack the coach. These coaches don't become bad coaches overnight. They coach what they've got to coach. Who recruits the players? Who brought the players in? Did they bring in enough players? Did they have all the tools? Did we have everything we wanted to have? Did it go the way you wanted it to go? There's tons of different factors that get brought into that before you ever get to is the coach the problem? Before Cellino came in as Leeds owner, we used to laugh at clubs that churned through managers. And after a couple of years of Cellino, it went from being an embarrassment of sacking managers after 3 or 4 games to now having a section of our fans being incredibly vocal about sacking a manager at this first bump of trouble. It's get him out, get him out. Yeah, I was asked back in September, was I Farke out? And I said, no, I'm skeptical, but I'm not Farke out because it's only September and that would be ridiculous, But there's a portion of the fan base, and they're a very vocal portion of the fan base. They're not a majority by any stretch of the imagination, but they're very vocal, and they're the ones that are constantly the same people that celebrated getting Big Sam last year. One of the darkest days in the Leeds United's history, as far as I'm concerned, was watching Sam Allardyce come in to take over the club. Like, what are we doing as a football club? But they want it's and Joe, you've talked about this all year. It's shiny new toy syndrome. Right, that didn't work. Out the bin. Next one, get something new in. We'll see how that goes. It doesn't work. It does. And how you can call someone tactically inept when they get 90 points, and you can whatever about it being any other season, because that comment gets thrown around.
Also,
sorry.
Go on.
I was going to say, the best thing for our fan base to look at what is Birmingham away. Remember the team that started that match?
Garbage.
and
wasn't
then where we
David.
went from there. Yeah, that's where I gauge
Bro,
how
check
we
the
started
bench.
and where we. Yeah,
You seen
exactly.
the bench for that?
Yeah.
Mm.
That's how I gauge our season, is where we were to where we are. I think, do you know what? I think he's actually done a fantastic job, and the stuff he had to deal with because he could have brought his own players in before we lost Sinister, Adams, and all of them, because we could have sold them and brought his own players in earlier, and we'd probably be in a better position than we are now. So how I look at it is he took, especially around at the end of the transfer window when he didn't have much time to get who he wanted in, then bed them all in as well. Took players' time, especially Gruev. Gruev's been one of our best players. Took him ages to get to the side and bed in. I'm telling, I think Farke's the man, and I think he's done a great job. We're on 90 points, man. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what it is? We still might have another 3 games after this so we can get to the Premier League. I do not want him sacked at all. We've had some daft managers since Bielsa, and this guy is the one that I trust the most since Bielsa. So just let him do what he's got to do. And we know if we don't go up right, we're going to lose some players. And if they're probably going to lose Nonto and Somerville, the PSR for Nonto and Somerville will be absolutely massive. We bought Somerville for £1 million. We're selling for 30. Okay, just say we got 30. Exactly. Nonto bought it for 5, selling for 30. That money will probably go straight into the squad. Look how many championship players we can get with that money, and we won't be breaching any rules or anything like that. I don't know where these people are getting all this stuff about financial fair play. Leeds are in the shit. No way we're in the shit.
It's because people want to be,
they want to be
negative.
They want to be.
If
you want to be negative,
we're in a great place. We're in a great place as a club, and I know Somerville's been great this year, but in the Championship, he is replaceable. Do you know? I mean, the players that we can get in. I mean, Sammy Smodics, man, was played for Peterborough. Look how many goals he scored this year. You can always find a gem everywhere. I mean, it would be a shame to lose them, but these players will help Leeds get to that next level as well. Just got to give the manager time. It's just mental that people want to. And I know it's all about opinions, but 90 points, man. Can't wait to pick up that 90-point trophy. We deserve it.
Also, from where he's come from in August to now, he's made up a 70-point gap. But anyway, let me just ask you this, lads. What do you call a dog that can do magic? An abracadabrador.
Here he is. Look how close he is to that screen.
Hello.
Hi,
Joe.
Hi, James. How are we?
You all right, Joe, mate?
All right, mate. How's things?
Yeah, I'm here. I had to get to the last one, didn't I? Last game of the season. So
All the way from
there's
Tanzania.
Confidence for you. Look, there's
exactly.
Confidence.
That's James's confidence. This is our last game of the season tomorrow.
We're just getting your thoughts, mate. We're just going to round up on QPR, mate. In 5 words or less, can you sum up that game for us, James?
I don't want to talk about it. There we go.
Right, okay then.
That'll do.
That'll do. That'll round up QPR. It was a shit game, and we deserved nothing. They played really well. You'd have thought QPR would have been in second place. But anyway,
tell you what, there's a number 10 that plays for them that would play really well in our team, by the way, as well.
And he wouldn't cost you that much either. There's your
money. And just might end up in jail, though.
He should be in jail.
Is that seat? Is that seat? Ilias seat.
Ilias seat, yeah.
I was going to say, ironically, he was in the driving seat for that game. But so we'll move on and we'll play something called Guess the Player. It's Kev's favourite game in the world that he plays at home by himself. So what you'll do is, what I'll do if you're new here, I put a picture up and I want you to find out in your little brains what the player is. You can't see his head, obviously, because that won't be a good game. So here we go. So who is this player? Now, it goes back a fair few years. That's not his real head. That's a box with a question mark on it. So who do you think this is? Who do you think it is? I have to make sure, because you never know. I want to see in the comments who people think it is.
Danny DeVito.
Just to know, I'll mention Smarty later on, but this is how serious we are, Joe, and you'll know how I feel about this. Me and Smarty have got a bet on. If Leeds go up automatically tomorrow, I'm going to buy some Crocs.
I ain't coming on this show ever again.
I'm done. What's wrong with Crocs? Like?
What's wrong with
you ain't got the charms
fucking right with them.
Well.
Oh my God.
Knew he'd have them.
You filthy bastard. Yeah, filthy.
Are those the same ones? Right. They've got some mileage in them Crocs, I'm telling you.
Oh dear.
Right, I'll show it again.
Comfiest thing
for
known
5
to
seconds.
men, man.
No, that's my cuddles, mate. Right, so again, it's not his real head. Who is this player? I will come round. Get your comments in, everyone. Right, Ger, it's your favourite country in the world. Who plays
It
for
is.
it?
It's definitely up there. I think it's the priest from Postman Pat.
Ooh,
Oh, that
that's
is
a
not
good
a
one,
bad
yeah.
shout. That is not a bad shout.
Why the
What about
priest?
you, Kevin?
I'm going to go with Weird Al Yankovic, singer of famous songs back in the day. Yes.
Bangers.
James?
Danny Glover.
Danny Glover.
I don't know why I'm
Still
going,
up for this
ooh,
shit.
like it
Yeah.
could be. It's kind of, oh.
Yeah, I know it could be anyone.
Joe, who did you say?
I'm going to change
Danny
it. I'm going to go
DeVito.
for Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Oh,
Similar then. Similar dude.
yeah, similar. Yeah.
Let's have a look. Right. Avert your eyes if you're easily offended. This is from Smarty. He's put this person. I can't say his name.
Good digging holes.
Yeah.
We've
Those
got
basements.
Larry Grayson. We've got Bamford's England debut. No, incorrect.
Definitely not
Incorrect.
It's definitely not cancer.
Einar's in the house. Shout out to Einar. Hope you're well, mate. Napoleon James, my postman.
Imagine it was just some bloke's postman. Like,
Yeah.
You know, yeah. I nearly said a really rubbish joke then.
Yeah.
I'm just
well,
taking pictures of random blokes.
yeah, that's my dad. No, I can reveal to you, everyone, it is the Alpha Papa himself, Alan Partridge.
of course. I remember that game. He had a great game.
He
Yeah,
did.
great
Got a
debut.
foot like a
Great debut.
traction engine.
That was a goal.
This is great
Shit!
banter.
Right. Bloody hell, Jebs.
Right, we'll go on to a bit of news then. The Jericho, he puts out brilliant videos about the latest news. There's some talk about Roberts and Rocker coming back, Jer. Do you think, is there any, can you just recite your show for me, please, just right now?
Just the whole thing. Yeah.
No, there's been talk of Rocker coming back. Would you, firstly, would you take him back? And okay, that answers that. Would you? Is it a real source? Because I know he's been quite vocal about wanting to stay in Spain.
He's bought a house over there. He's gone and bought himself a house in Betis. He said he
Same.
wants to stay. The club said initially they wanted him to stay. Now the club have said Leeds' asking price of 10.5 million, which was the fee that they negotiated when they got him on loan, is too high, based on the fact that he's had pneumonia since Christmas and hasn't played a lot of games. So they're saying that if Leeds get promoted, they won't be able to afford the player and therefore won't be signing him. The other side to it is, and the other part of it was Espirito Seville, I think was the source, and they said that if Leeds stay down, expect him to go to Betis again next season on loan, because the loan clauses carry over next season as well, if we're not in the Premier League. So expect him to go stay there. That's what they're banking on. It seems to be the same as most of them. Union Berlin don't want Aronson. Aronson really wants to stay there. I know, right? He really wants to stay there, though. But at the moment they're saying if Leeds get promoted, Rock will go back to Leeds in the summer, at least initially. But they also said in the same article that they don't expect Leeds to play him when he comes back. They expect Leeds to sell him straight away. So,
Kevin, would you take Rocker back? I mean,
None
he'll
of
go
them.
for about
No, just
none of them.
just gonna say no. None of them. Get rid all of them. Bye.
Yeah, I'm assuming this is the same for across the board.
I'd rather take Rocky Jr. back.
What now?
that's
now.
right now,
Yeah.
Well, that's fair, Joe.
At least he can turn.
Anything from?
Quick.
They can all fuck off, mate.
Yeah. All right. There's words of Connor Roberts wanting to stay. I personally like him to come back, but do we not think he'll come back? No, I think he'll go
Burnley
back.
want them. Burnley apparently have planned for him and their squad in the Championship next season because of how good he was in the Championship last season. I'd love him. I think he's I like an awful lot of what I see, but not just the fact that he's a right back, which is nice to have for a change, but the fact that he shouts at people as well. There's a bit of leadership there. There's a bit of bollocks there, and I like that about him. Whereas the rest of them are a little bit more meek. But yeah, unlikely. But linked with Ben Johnson again. Apparently, he's one of the top targets for the summer. Is Ben Johnson?
I like him. I like Ben Johnson. He looks like a good player.
he's-
Yep, I like that one.
I hope we do get him. Do you know what really pisses me off is that when they've got Is it Amari Hutchinson at Ipswich, where he's just come in and he's just been absolutely unreal. Just scores banger after banger, and it's where's ours? We want one of them.
I think it's because they shoot. They shoot after outside the box, mate.
Jaden Anthony, we've got Jaden Anthony.
Yeah,
They've got a cracking left back at Ipswich. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of him, but he's very good at assists. Well,
Plant Davis.
Yeah,
Branch Tree. Yeah. Well, coming towards that, assuming that we don't go up, not to be too negative, but assuming that we don't go up, there's quite a few players that'll be leaving. You've got Dallas who's retiring, Cooper maybe, Bamford's a question mark, Ayling's going, Greenwood's got a clause, and then you've got all the snakes that left in the summer. Now, I mean, it's going to be a bit of a rebuild, Joe, no? If assuming we don't go up. I mean, you've got Somerville to Liverpool. I think Rutter stays personally. From what the rumblings that I've heard, and you got like Lewis Bate and Paveda as well. What's your thoughts? Assuming in the unlikely scenario.
I don't know if rebuild's the right word. I think
I'll build around.
I think we will have a better squad next year than this.
Yeah,
We
More
won't
balanced.
have as much individual quality because we'll lose Somerville and Nonto. But I think in terms of squad and options, we'll have more depth, especially in centre midfield. We'll have another 10.
hopefully.
We'll have wingers. I think Joseph starts up top from the start of the season and fires us up the table. I think, look, I don't want to go up, but in terms of how I'm coping with that or how I'm dealing with it and looking ahead to next season if we don't go up is I actually think, you mentioned it earlier. I think Kev mentioned it about Farke not having the time he would have liked, etc. Ger mentioned it the other day about Kenny McLean and stuff. We're lacking experience. He spoke about set pieces. How could he change that? He said in a presser, might be something I look at in the transfer window, i.e. who's good at centre-back that can head the fecking ball. So I think next year we'll have a more... Cresswell's a fair shout, to be fair, James. No, it is. I just think Farke won't have his authority tested, and Cresswell will go in the summer for me, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Think his dad really, really dropped the ball for him there and probably said, nah, you're not testing me like that. I'm the gaffer kind of vibe. So that's why he's had to ride bench. Or maybe he's punished him for the full season and then might give him a fair run in the summer. But
that's a good start.
Yeah.
I mean,
he has got a long-term deal, hasn't he? He's got a big long-term deal, man.
Yeah.
I think Nonto did worse than him, to be fair, and he's
fair.
True. Yeah, he did.
But
It
he's up
almost
against.
feels like Nonto went against the club, whereas Cresswell went right against the man at the top.
Yeah,
And
that's
he's
true.
like, nah, you're not trying that for me. I think that's where that is. If he gives him a second chance, it's like, I don't know. I just think Farke's quite don't take the piss kind of thing.
It's a fair shout.
Whether we agree with that or not, I just think that's what type of manager he is. I think.
The thing is with Cresswell as well, he's up against Ampadu and Rodon. And then he's got Cooper who's got leadership quality. There's a reason why Cooper's been the captain for the past
Pascal, man.
million
Everyone
years.
keeps forgetting we've still got Pascal Stroke, man. Everyone keeps
But he
forgetting
was
that.
Very
too,
good at the start of the season.
Yeah.
He was excellent and could score from corner. Well, didn't score.
That's what. Yeah, we could score from corners, couldn't he? As well. Yeah,
he should have scored a lot more than he has, though. To be fair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He's got a
definitely.
square head, which is the problem. Like
Yeah.
that, he is that picture Danny showed with the square box on the shoulder.
He is Hey Arnold, isn't he? Like that.
Yeah.
Jumping in for
When it comes
things,
back
is
off the
that-
cross, his knee is usually there to put it in the back of the net. Like,
But
so.
the others can't even get on the end of him. Though.
I know,
Like,
yeah.
I don't get it. Like Byram's a decent header of the ball. Ayling was, Cooper, Cresswell, Strout better with his feet, but the rest of them just get nowhere fucking near it. And that there's a lot in being able to time your run to make sure you meet the ball and all that we probably take for granted because you just think a player can head a ball, but the lot that we have just can't, man. It's mad.
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. We'll move on quickly then to the Southampton tomorrow. James, we'll start with you, mate. The rumour is that Bamford is not fit. We don't know why. Yeah, I agree. Does
was good.
Thank you.
Sorry. It's not every time you make me laugh, Danny. So when you do, I'm like, right, okay, fair enough. You got me that time.
You made me smile.
I've sent you to hospital because your sides are split from laughing at me. We'll have a laugh at does Joseph start for you, mate, or does Piroe come in for you?
I think Piroe just stays away from the team for a while, to be honest with you, mate. I think he's lost lost in his own head, I reckon. Joseph, yeah. Fuck it. Give him.
Can't lose
give him,
all, can
give
we?
him. Nah, just
Apart
give him a
from
run
the
out,
game.
man. Give him a run out. Bring Gauhart on as well. I thought he was trying at least against QPR. But
I thought he was good against Chelsea when they come on Gauhart. I think that was the last time I
Yeah.
saw him.
yeah. But he hasn't had enough little, games either. Gauhart. So
Danny, you got a new sponsor in your chat, mate.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
But United.
Oh,
Looks like a great deal, though. It's flexible.
Yeah, it's
I
flexible,
don't
mate.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
oh,
Ooh.
Great
And,
chat, man.
and convenient
great.
also.
Yes.
And it's from Twitch
Ooh.
too, mate. You can't say no to that. Yeah.
Wow, yeah. Well, I'll tell
Why
you
don't you
what.
highlight it and let everyone see it?
Yeah. Send me a picture of Mike Bassett naked and we'll talk. Right. So, Ger, the team for you tomorrow, mate.
Joseph starts for me. Yeah, because I think we need a bit of confidence up front. Piroe hasn't got it at the moment, and I agree with what James said. I think he is lost in his own head. He's not a bad footballer, but he's whatever's going on with him.
You know what, as well? Sorry, Joe. That penalty being taken off him as well.
Possibly
massive.
rattled
Yeah,
him a
I'll
little
be
bit.
thinking
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
You see his face.
see
He's
him-
like, I need this, man. Nah.
You don't know what they're like in the dressing room. You don't know what the groups are like in the dressing room. You don't know how close he is to other people, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of that kind of stuff as well. But yeah, I would start Joseph. I think Nanto starts. Someone will start. Question mark over Rutter, because I think James is probably right. There could be an argument for throwing Gallagher in there just for a bit of fight, but he won't if Rutter's available to play him. I think Kamara will come in the middle of the park, a bit more defensive solidity there, and I think he'll go Groove, and I think he'll see Archie go back to right back, because I think Sam Byron possibly a risk as well. So yeah, I think he'll revert to type tomorrow with hopefully Joseph up top.
Yeah, I agree. I really want Archie Gray back at right back. I just want him out of midfield personally. I'd have Gruev and Kamara.
Kamara was in the middle when we went on that big run, weren't he? I mean, Gruev and Kamara and Rodon and Ampadu, that four was amazing. That was like one of the main parts of why we weren't losing matches, winning them all, not conceding goals, and then it just all changed.
Well,
go back to Gray.
We come back and we were all shit, so he changed it.
Yeah. But yeah, go back to Gray right back, and I'll just go for the same team. But maybe if Rutter's available, start him, and then just see what he's like, because he needs to step up as well. But I do want to see Joffrey a little bit more, because he was used to be our emergency player. He kept us in the Premiership. Come on, he did, didn't he? With the Rafinha, where he's flicked it on, who he scored against Norwich. He's kept give him a bit of a chance. I've always seen a player in there, but I mean, the longer he stays away from the team, the older he gets, the less of the wonder kid that Rajazani said he was, and the more of just seems like his career's dying out, doesn't it?
It's fitting him into this as well. But the only place you can really put him is the Rutter position.
Yeah,
it's like,
see, Rutter's been off the boil as well, hasn't he? He's like there were a point where he could have just struck it or toe poked it, anything, but he chose to do like a little flicky pass to whoever was next to him.
Did you see he's the worst finisher in the league? Like XG, it's like
I saw that.
Yeah. He's mad, isn't it? For his talent.
The flip is he's top of the big chances created in the league.
Yeah, I know, it's mental.
And we can't second score them. Like that's of all the problem, of every problem that Leeds have had this season. Someone on my channel this week said that we shouldn't sign Joe Rodon on a permanent deal because we didn't get promoted. Therefore, he's a failure as well, despite the fact he's in the defense of the best defense in the league. But of all the things Leeds have done badly this year, it's converting chances. Like it has been converting chances. If we converted half of what were created, we would be in the problem we're in right now.
I could see him playing out wide next year. I could see him playing out wide next year. Yeah, on that right hand side, and Dan James maybe going over to the left. I could honestly see that, just cutting in and hitting those shots that he usually did at Hoffo. He hasn't done it for us.
Bring me Sammy
He might do it tomorrow. Yeah.
Bring me Sammy Schmodix. Put him in.
Ben Sheaf, Sammy Schmodix. Yeah, I'd have him. Callum O'Hare, take him.
I wouldn't say.
On a free
as well. He'd be cheap.
Yeah.
O'Hare's on a free this summer.
Ilias Chair though. Ilias Chair. After watching him the other day, I thought, oh my God, he could fit well into our team, man. If he's not in jail.
He'll be busy fitting into his new boyfriend in prison. Moving on.
Probably the way around.
Joe,
Yeah.
well, yeah. It's 2024. Joe.
Controversial. Get Ampadu back in midfield, even if it means putting Cooper at left centre back.
You've gone there.
Get off, Joe.
Against Southampton, the last time.
It's a redemption arc.
Starting now.
Anyone who needs a redemption plays tomorrow. We're all in. Get them all in.
We need to see Ampadu in midfield, I think, if we're to get over the line.
Yeah, he does bring that extra oomph, doesn't he? And I think he sort of levels out
If he's
Kamara.
gone against like Kamara, then put
Yeah.
Ampadu in there maybe. I don't know.
I want to see Kamara have a good little shoulder drop. I've not seen him do a good shoulder drop for a few weeks now.
He did do
I
one
do, mate.
against QPR, but it didn't matter.
But he fell over. He fell over.
I don't think he can shout "Ole" at that moment in the game against QPR. The way it was going.
We did it, and it was like, "We're 4-0 down, mate. What are you doing?"
Do you know what he needs to do as well? He needs to shoot once. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
No, he
Just him
doesn't.
actually have a shot on
Yeah,
goal.
probably a reason why he doesn't.
Yeah.
Because he can't.
Never gonna happen.
It's not in his contract.
Do we drop Melly, yeah?
No.
No,
For
not
who?
No, I'm
now.
just asking.
No,
The team.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, it's not the. I mean, it's not as if we've had a
Put
goal.
Class in. He hasn't conceded a goal yet. You might as well put Class in.
It's like up there. His ratings for the team on Square Board. He's nearly player of the season for them, isn't they? Did you see that?
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Put him
Yeah.
in. He hasn't conceded. Might as
that
well.
system has flaws in it. Clearly.
I know. Clearly.
Shout out to Matty, who's been on the podcast before. Hello, mate. Can't wait for a 3-0 win tomorrow and a Huddersfield win in 95th minute. Mush. Yeah, I agree, mate. That's
Yeah, that was.
Belief.
positive
It.
belief. Positive.
James is still
vibe.
believing now. He's been believing every day all year, and James, that we're going to do this.
Yeah. Of course.
I have a bubble like right here that's like it's gonna happen. I know I can't say it. I can't say it out loud, but it's gonna happen. And I'll end up walking at Velen Road like
Oh no, yeah.
It's
We'll win the
like you
playoffs.
said earlier on. You're like, oh, playoffs, right? We'll have these. Yeah, hopefully we'll play better. And then there's this little voice just go, might do it,
Oh no, yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, it's that thing in the back of your head. But I've also just noticed now that the playoff finals are 26, isn't it? Of this Bank Holiday Monday. Just saying, is the day after that too. Well,
Lock
To,
up
do-
the
Yeah,
dogs.
to go up, to go up through the playoffs is the best way.
yeah, it is.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, but it's
And we
also
have
the
no
most
idea
horrific
what
on
it
your
feels
heart. Mm.
we
But
have
I
zero
don't think-
idea what that feels like. None.
I don't even think.
4 for 5.
I don't even think if we'll get there.
Not with that attitude, Joe.
You can't
Give up now,
that,
Joe.
guys.
You've been
No,
so
no,
positive
no,
all
say
year.
that.
no. This is what I'm saying. I just think it's
We might
Leeds,
not.
man. I don't think we'll.
No.
I don't think we'll win over 2 legs. I don't. I want
Here's the
us to,
thing.
obviously, but I just don't think we will. I think the pressure's too much for this young squad, man. Every time they've been called upon this season, I don't want to use the word bottled it, but they've dropped the ball. No, they've dropped the ball though.
No, I
Mentality-wise, they have. Like, start of the season, pressure was on for a good start. Terrible. Middle of the season, we're miles away from everyone. We were getting 3 points a game between January and Feb. Then March, wherever it was 2.8, 2.6. And then right where it mattered, boom, we dropped the ball again. So apart from December, where we had that couple of games, but you could argue, I think by then, though, we'd cut the gap. And then it went again because we dropped points in December, I think, maybe. I just feel that every time it's been in our hands, they've gone, yeah, nah, the shirt's too heavy. We don't know, like, we go a goal behind. So say, for example, Ipswich go a goal behind. They just come back. No other team's done that more than them this season. Leicester have bags of experience, Champions League experience, international experience. And I just think, especially in the front areas, where it's like you need to have a cool head and find the back of the net. You mentioned Rutter. He's snatching at chances. You mentioned one where he toe poked. It should have gone in. I just think that it's Leeds. It's Leeds. I think genuinely we'll all get up for it, and then we'll just bloody lose to fucking. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if Hull snip in on last day and just do us, and we'll be like, for fuck's sake, they got 72 points and we've got 90. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just think.
I think what
Same
Joe's
as
just
it
said
can,
there is Joe's just said something there that I was talking to somebody about the other day, and I don't know if you got any of you guys who agree with me on this. If we were 1 point behind Leicester and Ipswich when we beat them, on those games, do you think we would have beat them then? If like we were neck and neck with Leicester when we actually played them, maybe we would have lost those games because of pressure.
What does that even matter? Why
Yeah,
are
it
you
doesn't.
talking like this, man? Fucking hell.
I'm taking everything that Joe has said, and he's right. Everything he said is
Yeah,
right.
he is.
But because
Yeah.
all of that has happened, I'm going to flip it.
Yeah, we've got to flip it
Don't-
around, haven't we?
We
Yeah.
can book the trend at
Otherwise,
some point. We
Everything's
have
gone because we were five playoffs, never won it. Haven't won a game in Ellen Road in the playoffs since the 80s. Haven't won it in Wembley to take the Charity Shield out since the 72 Cup final. Like, at some point,
Yeah, at some point we've got to do it. Yeah, you have
it has to happen, doesn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
law of averages will say, they keep saying, like, a clock, even a broken clock is right twice a day. At some point, it has to just go tick. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the one. And what might not be tomorrow, but I think we'll do it in the playoffs.
Could be tomorrow,
I
though,
have
Joe.
to
Could be
think, but I
tomorrow.
think we'll do it.
Could be.
do you know what? I think we're going to do it in the playoffs. I really do. I think we're going to do it.
I'm going to go nuts if we do it tomorrow.
But tomorrow could just be the greatest day of our lives, and Huddersfield do us a massive favour. I'm going to put this out there. I know loads of Huddersfield fans watch this. I will never call your team a bunch of dog botherers ever again if you win tomorrow.
I probably will, but
yeah, I know you will. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just the only thing is, and I hate to put a dampener on it.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm gonna
keep doing it. You love it.
just pick it back up again. Maybe just pick everyone back up.
No. Like Huddersfield, behind the scenes is a shit show. Like they're arguing. I don't know if you've seen Brighton Rhinos comments saying, like, pre-season they were too busy sat in pubs and playing golf than actually doing training. This is the unfittest team I've ever come across. He said I'd have never took the job if I'd have known this. So trust me, that there's no way that they're going, it's last day, let's give this up for fans, let's do this for Brighton Rhino. They're all just going, fucking, let's just quit, man. I think it could be 3-0 inside 45 minutes and we'll all just be like,
probably.
End it now, man. End it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if that does happen, it's important to get a win to get the monkey of QPR off our back.
Yeah.
Get out of the playoffs and win with a bit of momentum.
I think the win is the most important thing, and not worry about all the other results around us. A win to put us into good stead going into those playoffs, because I actually think we'll be playing Hull as well. I think we'll be playing.
How great would it be?
Sorry.
Go on, Joe.
I just want to reply to Paul Smith, who says, I think he will go under fan pressure. Who, Farke, you think there's going to be pressure? You think the 49ers, Paul, actually listen to what us fans have to say? There is no pressure around Farke.
There's only about 6 fans telling him to fuck off, and they're all on Twitter.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know what pressure. I don't know what pressure he would be put under by us fans, really.
Apart from losing all our best players at the start of the year as well.
The best thing I've had on my channel is, we should not accept this. And I go, right, okay, so say we don't. What do you want us to do? Take to the streets. This is the best thing. We should not accept this in the streets. Take to the streets of Leeds like that. Get him out. I don't know.
Where do we put the Simpsons projector for the stand? Where's that gone? Can we get that out?
Fucking lynch mob outside Ellen Road. Get Farke down.
Pitchforks in hand.
If Ger's in front leading it, it is a lynch mob, isn't it?
That's true.
You said clown and lynch in the same episode. You're crazy, you are, mate.
Yeah.
Just have to bring that up, don't you? I'm going to get cancelled.
Six lads in straw hats and bare bellies with pitchforks going.
What do you mean, police are here? No, don't let them in. Sorry, something at the door. Right, let's move on, because I am conscious that people have got other shows to go to, and I know that James has got his wall climbing. He's got burglary to do later on.
See Andrew O'Connor's comment. That's fucking well. Oh, get it up.
It's probably about right, mate.
Oh, I know.
Right,
yeah. Oh, God. That's tickled me. That has really tickled me. Oh, my God.
Let's get a quick prediction from everyone then before we move on to the last two segments. So, Joe, we'll start with you, mate. What's your heart and head telling you?
Are we predicting the both games or just Leeds game?
Yeah, ask me, James. Relax. Yeah, step back. Yeah.
Oh,
sorry. Are we asking? Are we predicting both games
the games or just the one game?
What happens tomorrow then? I'll ask it that way. What happens tomorrow on final day? What happens, Joe?
Me.
Yes, Joe.
Okay. Leeds win 2-1. Huddersfield win 2-1. Leeds go up.
Love
no.
Love that.
That's my heart. My head says Leeds draw 0-0. Huddersfield get battered.
Yeah,
that's what my head says.
Go on, Kev.
I'm praying for a Leeds win. Obviously, Leeds win. I think we'll actually win. I think we might actually do it comfortably. Joe mentioned earlier, I think Southampton might play a few of the lads that haven't played for a while. Ross Stewart, with that big signing at the start of the season to lead the line, spent a lot of money on him. Hasn't played much. I think you probably get some game time tomorrow, but I think we'll win. I'm going for a 2-0 win Leeds, and I think it'll be like 1-1 Ipswich Huddersfield. That's what I think. Yeah.
Go on, Joe.
2-1 Leeds, 4-0 Ipswich.
Ooh.
Unfortunately,
sorry.
I can't.
That's a
Unfortunately.
proper
That's
exclamation
realistic.
point, isn't it?
Sorry, yeah,
James.
I can't see past.
Right.
The
James,
Ipswich
I know that-
game 6-0 to Huddersfield. Honestly, I think Huddersfield are going to get spanked, but I'll say they'll win 1-0, and I think Leeds will do 3-0.
Yeah, I'll.
Why is it? Why is it always last day of the season with us? Like, why is it always?
Because it's Leeds, man. It's nothing.
You know,
We all knew it was
I got
coming
laughed
to
at
this.
last
Yeah,
year when I
love
said I'd love a mid-table Premier League season with no drama and nothing happens. Just 1 year of just nothing,
A
like
Palace.
being Aston Villa most of the time. You know, just nothing really happening. Plod along. Everything with us is the last day of the season. I can't keep taking it every year. Like it's like, fuck, now what?
Why can't we finish second? What is it with us on second?
Just comfortably
Do you know what I
finish
mean?
it. Get it done early. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, we could
Yeah,
finish 15th in the Championship again and just do that for a few more years.
Nah, I'm all right. Yeah, with
let's
that.
not.
that's
Just
Let's
know,
not.
yeah. Just
A
know,
few
next
predictions.
season we will be at top spot from first month
Yeah,
to
I know.
last month, and we'll fucking batter
Win the
them
Premier
all.
League.
Finish on 90 points as champions.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Easy
yeah.
light work.
We'll be up by 86 points. We've got a few predictions in the comments before we move on. Mr. Dodo, 3-0 Leeds and 1-0 Ipswich, 99. Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah.
Hoods 1, Ipswich 4, Leeds 1, Saints 2. You know, I can't see past that probably. He knows what he's on about with Smy. And War Piglet says 3-1 Leeds and 1-0 Huddersfield. Leaf on goal, that would be beautiful, wouldn't it? Poetry, that.
I'd love
Right,
Kiefer Moore to score an own goal. I hate that big lump. I
We
want him
should
to
have
score
signed
the
him
own
by
goal. Yeah, we should have signed him.
Should
Yeah,
have
it'd been brilliant for us.
I remember Joe calling for it, yeah. Right, so what we do is we've got last two segments. You're nearly there. This one's called Top Knob, and what we do is we nominate people or things that really have pissed us off this week, and they get the mantle of being Top Knob. So let's get into Top Knob.
Top Knob.
Jingle in the game. Right, let's go to. I'll save James for last. Joe, we'll start with you. We'll go this way. Who's pissed you off this week? Who deserves Top Knob? Or in Latin, Topus Nobus.
Topus Nobus has to be Keenan Jews.
Oh,
Just because he seems to be
yeah.
front. Sorry, he seems to be front and center with this whole. Just from a personal standpoint, I got battered off Leicester fans earlier on in the season for making this rivalry, and he had to explain to them. I says, "It's not a rivalry. You're a competition. So obviously, I don't want you to do well." But what they've actually done is tried to make it into a rivalry. Like every single award ceremony, every single party they've had, Rutter's been front and centre for saying he thought we were the best team in the league, which at the time we were. And also the fact that they're singing songs that I think Graham Smith hit it bang on the nail on not another Leeds pod.
Yeah, he's been on. Yeah, watching Graham. He's subscribed.
No, but he said like we didn't sing that because it was Leicester. It didn't matter who we'd have played that night. If we'd have come back like that, we'd have done that. We'd have sang I Predict to Right. The happiness. But I think they felt it was because it was them, as though we were like, oh my God, it's Leicester we've done this to. I ain't giving a shit about no Leicester. So him as well, more to the fact as well, like he's going to be sold and going to be rocking up at like, top 6 club maybe even. So I just think what a divvy. And I don't know if you've seen... some photographer took a picture of Somerville. Did you see this when he won the award? Yeah, and he said, he's that guy. And then Dewsbury Hall DM'd him to say, I hope you've got a better picture of me when we win the league. As though he'd like taking it personally that this guy had pictured Summer. Like, I was like, how fragile is your ego, mate? So Dewsbury Hall is a massive, massive bell end. So,
and what better way to plug the sponsor again? Upset.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Get it now. 10% off. Kev, go on then. Who's your Topus Nobus?
I was
say
gonna
KD.
pick- yeah. Oh God's sake, I was going to go for KDH, but I don't know, man. Leicester fan base has been a bit over the top the past week, haven't they? As well. I'm going to nominate the Fox Botherers as in a fan base for Leicester. Yeah. I mean, I don't live far from Leicester. James, you basically live in Leicester, don't you? And they're just Fox bother us. Yeah, honestly, they've just been getting on my wick. Everything they do is like all been aimed at us about this I Predict a Riot. But I mean, if they go, it was a Friday night game as well, man. You know, it's like everybody was doing it. It's just leave us alone, man. Think about yourselves, yeah.
Yeah.
Acting like next baby reindeer woman. And Smarty agrees with you. I think the entire Leicester fan base. Go on
What does
then,
no
Ger.
shabbles mean? What does that mean? Cheeky no shabbles? No shabblers?
Noshable.
Noshable.
Oh, no shabbles.
Yeah.
No,
No shablers.
no
That's French
shablers.
for no shables.
No
shablers.
shablers.
No
Is it like a wine or something? No shablers.
No shablers. Doesn't he play for Tottenham?
There's
Right,
a sponsor there
go on
for
then,
you,
Ger.
mate. No shablers.
That's a great
wine,
one, yeah.
No shablers.
I'm with Joe makes a really good case for Kieran Dewsbury Hall, especially about the soft ego. I completely agree. He's going to rock up at Old Trafford next year, so we'll see how that goes for him.
Yeah.
But I'm with Kevin Smarty on this. I'm going to go for the entire Leicester fan base because I think you've had 1 year to enjoy this and you haven't enjoyed it. You've mourned us rather than enjoyed what you've done yourself. I chat with a couple of Leicester fans on Twitter. I'm like, don't be worrying about Leeds. We finished third. We're not even top two. So why are you focused on us? Go enjoy your promotion and worry about yourself. And you know, and on the I Predict a Riot thing, it's played at the end of every game. Every game is played at the end of it.
Yeah.
Some weeks Leeds fans stay back and sing it. Some weeks they don't. But it's played every single week. So I don't get the big deal about it. But yeah, I'm with him on that. You couldn't enjoy your own promotion party. You had to make it about Leeds, and I think that's pretty sad.
Everything were about us. The first tweet after we got beat, the final whistle went was I Predict a Riot. Straight away, it's about another club.
I predict
Danny, I didn't mind that, bro. I genuinely did. I thought
Good
fair,
banter, yeah.
good banter.
Yeah,
But
that's
it's when it
banter,
got
that is,
into day 2, day 3, day
The awards
4, it's
night.
like, fucking let it go, man. You did us with I
players,
Predict a
though.
Riot. Done. But carry on.
The players singing it at their awards do. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's your awards do, and you're not singing about like if we won the league, we'd be singing Marching On Together, we singing We Are Leeds, or We Are Going Up. We wouldn't be singing about any other club. We'd be singing about us, you know, and there they are singing about us as well. But you know, we're not a big team apparently, so you know, you've always
Knackered. They've been running through everybody's mind all fucking week. Right, James.
also sorry, wait for the points deduction. Wait
Yes.
for the points deduction.
Oh,
Let's say that.
yeah.
That'd be fun.
Let's see,
Cheaters.
let's see. Locks then, Joe. Eh? Shout out to Locks, by the way. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. James, go on then, mate. Right quick. Who's your toppest snobbers?
I'm
Biggest
going to go
top
for a
snobbers?
very personal one to me, which I've nominated all season, and it is that godforsaken international break. Because I reckon it really fucked us over and
Yeah,
sent
it
us with injured players.
Massively did.
Um,
Yeah, I agree. So I agree. So I think on all, I think I will go with the Leicester fan base as well because I thought after day 2 it wasn't funny. It was more obsession based. So you are this week's top nab. You top followers.
Top knob.
I'm gonna get that on the t-shirt. Right. So you're nearly there, Joe. Don't worry. You know how it
All
goes.
right, man.
If
We
you
got
are-
all night.
all night long. I
All
best not
night.
sing because my voice is that good. I'll get copyrighted. So if you're new here, please do like and subscribe. You're nearly there. Don't worry. I've built a supercomputer, Joe. You know this. It's called the NALB 3000, and it's going through puberty at the minute because it's giving me grief. God knows what it'll do today. But are you ready for this week's question from the NALB 3000?
I think so, yeah.
Spoken like a man with confidence.
Yeah.
Stuart,
Here it is,
are you
guys.
ready?
No, I'm never ready for this. No.
Nice. Here we go. Beep, beep, beep.
Calculating. Question found. Would you rather have Alioski screaming in your ear every time you wake up or say, I love you to Jesse every time you pee?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
What was that?
You don't want to know. You don't want to know. I'm sorry. It's going through puberty. I do apologize. So I believe the question was: would you rather every time you wake up, would you have Alioski doing that weird scream like he did, or every time you go to the toilet, you have to scream or say, ring Jesse Marsh up and say, "I love you, man." What would you rather do? I'll come to Joe last because I know he has got a white hot fury for Jesse Marsh. Joe,
I go
what about
Alioski.
you, mate?
Yeah.
These remind me of better times.
Yeah, the nostalgia screaming. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
imagine.
gonna go for that.
Oh, Aliski, straight to the point. Kev,
I would rather Alioski like 15 times a day than that other one. Yeah, I'm not even going to say it.
Hold on. 15 times a day. Yeah, go on. Are you James?
Want to sleep there, Joe?
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, we're nearly done.
I've got a show
I'm
after
good.
this as well, by the way.
Yes.
I'm going Jesse Marsh, ringing him and letting him hear me piss. That'd be
Yeah,
nice.
that's a good one. Yeah,
Fair enough.
You gotta tell him you
Well,
love
then-
him as well, though.
he'll tell him. He'll
Yeah,
tell you to do it straight down the middle as well. He won't even.
Absolutely
You know what I mean?
I love you.
Yeah.
I love you, you twat.
Yeah.
yeah. The phone call's about 2 minutes long, but 10 seconds of it is "I love you," but the rest of it's just verbal abuse. Just Joe. What is your
Well,
choice?
I would follow James just so I could have his telephone number and absolutely torture him for all the other hours that I'm not pissing.
Tell him that you love him.
yeah.
That's a bit,
Yeah. Send him pictures of your bumhole and say, "Does this need
Yeah.
stitching?" Anyway, moving on.
Look at the width. Look at the width.
I'd ask him why it burns as well. To be fair, I reckon he's got the antidote for that. Yeah,
Does this look like the Sarlacc?
They're
bit from Star
scared.
Wars?
They're scared.
you have to celebrate moments, don't you? And that would be one of them. Yeah.
Exactly.
15 times a day.
Obviously, Joe does have a show, so I'd like to get him away after this. So
That's
thank
all right.
Joe. Joe, thank you very much
Pleasure.
for coming on this week. Just adding to the mental scarring this podcast has given you. So everyone, Joe's going live after this at 9 o'clock. Can you tell us more about that, Joe? Please?
Yeah, I mean, it's just chatting to a Saints fan, really, doing a bit of just to find out how shit they're feeling as well, really, and whether or not they think. I mean, is it a dress rehearsal for the playoff final? And if it is, like, how are you feeling ahead of the playoff and all that jazz? So yeah, just a general chat.
Yeah, so make sure you go all over there to watch Just Joe. You probably already follow him anyway. Joe, what's new for the Leeds United View? What's coming up?
Not much. News videos are out this week, and I'll do a review at some point on Sunday when I get back.
Yeah, good.
I'll be in
If
back
you don't
on
follow
Monday.
Joe already,
Are you
Are
going
you
to the
living
game,
under a
Joe? Are you going to the game tomorrow, lads? Who's
Yeah.
No, I'm not, no.
I had the option, but I can't. So
I booked my hotel and my flights months ago, so I was like, may as well now. And
How
then
bad was
make-
it though, right? Like for both sets of fans, even Southampton as well, it's like this is the game and it's absolutely
Yeah.
shit.
Just
Just
shit.
shit game.
yeah.
Well, we all did
Yeah,
say,
no,
let's hope it
we all
doesn't come
did
down
say,
to the last
yeah.
game of the season, and guess
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
It not really.
Yeah, exactly.
We're all playing this down. It's going to be a crazy day tomorrow, and I just
You
got a
think?
feeling it's going to happen. Yeah.
I'd love nothing
Huddersfield
more,
will go
man. I'd
ahead.
love
Huddersfield will
nothing
go
more.
Like
ahead.
a Man City Aguero kind of day where it just
Oh,
flip flops
man.
then
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Bamford!
I'm staying over. I decided to stay over
Bye-bye.
Saturday night and get the flight back on Sunday because I thought it'd be a bit of a party in Leeds. I'll enjoy this, and then I'm like, I've got like 18 hours to kill after this game.
Get yourself to fucking Pop World or something, man. You'll be sound, man. You'll be sound.
Give me a ring, bro. Give me a ring Sunday morning. We'll do breakfast. We'll do brunch. So everyone, thank you for joining in and tuning in. Please do like and subscribe. We're nearly at 600 subscribers. 600 people.
That's good.
Please do like and subscribe. YouTube won't let me make any more fake accounts. I've already made 570. I can't do any more. So do smash that like button. And it's good to see you again. And we'll hopefully see you next week. And we're up, not in the playoffs. And we'll be back Sunday, lads, with the Sunday Club.
I'll see how tomorrow goes, mate. I'll be honest with
I'll
you.
be there.
Depends. Yeah, you two will be there. James knows how to do it now as well, doesn't he? So
Yes.
Yeah,
he's learned.
exactly.
Yeah.
And he goes, it's
Well,
Smarty there
that's
saying, see you in the Peacock.
Anywhere you're gonna be, I'll meet you.
Yeah. Right, yo. So thanks again. We will see you next week. Hopefully in better spirits. If not, it will be the same crazy guys next week. So thanks very much, and we'll see you next week.